Hello, ladies and gentlemen. James here. A lot of people probably don't realize that there are companies that have been privately discriminating against people, and this is significant. I got this at the website U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. And significant EEOC race color cases cover private and federal sectors. So as we go through the list of companies that have been technically that they have found out they've been discriminating. And it starts in March. That one was Horace, Prorous Materials, manufacturing in Chicago, New York, must pay $93,000 in monetary relief and report on any future harassment that the EEOC claims that engage in race, sex, and so I'm not going to read them all, but it's just this Pervert Enterprise doing business in Pure Enterprise and Incorporated, doing business as BEP Enterprise, DeSato Marine Incorporated, Rail Services Disaster Response Company, paid $250,000 furnish to relief to settle race harassment. And it goes on down. Here's the companies. In January 2020, Jacksonville Plumbers and Pipefitters Joint Apprenticeship Program Trust, sponsored Northern Florida, it had a problem, and they had some discriminating practices. They had to settle recently. In January 2020, Falcon Foundry result of racial harassment. Falcons, it was with Young's and it with the NAACP and EEOC. And according to this company, it was noose hanging in the facility. Found that black and Hispanic were disciplined for violating by white who violated the same party were not disciplined. Janitorial service provided diversified maintenance systems paid $750,000 furnish, and this goes on between discriminating against African American job applicants in the Maryland, Washington State metropolitan area. Go back to 2019, the federal approved a settlement against a discount retailer, against background job applicants. In that same year, against neighbor corporate laborers, Houston-based oil field employees, 9 employees and white co-worker received payment from EEOC. Go down here as we go through, break through. Beverly, Illinois was under discrimination. The Jacksonville Associated Firefighters agreed to pay firefighters. L'Aquila Group Incorporated, a Brooklyn-based construction company, paid $625,000. In 2017, EEOC but the Ford Motor Company in August of 2017. Bass Pro Outdoor Incorporated was sued. This is a private company. Rosebud Restaurant Company, $1.9 million to resolve racial discrimination in the Chicago areas of stores and restaurants. 2017, Celia, Minnesota, resolved a racial harassment. They found, in this case, employees, they were subjected to KKK hoods, nooses, and racial slurs and jokes. December 2016, you go down further, and it was since background checks. colorblind system. Go down further, sheet metals in 2015. Union. Hills and formerly as Sarah Lee Corporation, 2015. Hampton Inn, 2015. And this was September 2015, BMW Manufacturing, so 16-point relief. At a South Carolina plant, BMW access to denied 86 logistic employees, termination. Target Corporation sell for $2.8 million in 2015, based on Texas-based oil and drilling company in 2015. 2015, it was another EEOC contractor headquarters in New Jersey paid for 2015. 2014, two Memphis-based select staffing employment agents companies do business in Tennessee agreed to pay $508,000 to settle alleged racial origin discrimination. 2014. Here's some more cases. In Rockville, Maryland. This Distribute Corporation, a group of former African American employees. 2014, Prestige Transportation Company. Services. So discrimination. 2014, U-Haul. Wow. Black people. In 2013, Kentucky Mining Company was sanctioned for discrimination. Hiring practices, 2 years, escape coal mining jobs in Waverly, Kentucky in 2008. In December 2020, Dallas, Texas agreed to pay for exposing black employees to violent racial greed. See, there's a pattern here, ladies and gentlemen, that racism has gone in the 21st century in the EEOC when it comes to employment. So even with certain corporations, the private to main sector, have sued. Going back to 2012, harassment of black employees in the San Antonio plant at Texas Oil AE Foundries. In September 20, California-based trucking firms agreed to pay $630,000 against African American, Latino, East Indian workers by otherwise discriminating based on race. And to refer black drivers as NGGR, East Indian drivers as Taliban, and camel jockeys and Latino managers as a spec. Wow. This is back in 2012. This is in California. So, sorry. This is what, just reading what the report says. 2012. Environment Services. Transportation. Now closed facility in Illinois. Pepsi Corporation. From Pepsi Bottling Corporation. Goes down to 2011. So as you see, 2018. So I'm just go 2009, national grocery chain, and they use the N word and the SSS word. In 2009, Illinois construction company did the same thing. 2008. So as they try to get rid of critical race theory, this is going to be, you can't deny critical race theory as far as on an actual website by the government, a history of racial discrimination against people who are Latino, Black, and others. So they can't, so they can take it out of schools, but one day when the kids get older and go into careers and fields, they're going to find out the history of these companies, which you see on this website. This is history. This ain't back in the 60s. This ain't back in the 70s. This ain't back in the 80s. Barely some. This is 90s. This is 2000s. Mid 2000s. Going all the way back. Early 2000s. All these different companies. So when people say black people, these people just complain. Okay, well, where's the proof? Well, wait, this is right on the site. This is the website of all companies discriminated against over the 21st century. And so this was employment practices. And it goes on, and hiring practices. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And then it was hiring practices, employment practices. From 2020, a Northern Indiana vending company had to pay a significant amount against black applicants for filing service as positions for vending services. And in 2019, another case in 2019, a settlement to Black Shop in San Bernardino County. That's in California, I believe. Then you go down to 2016, Illinois, there was a case of discrimination, human resources against black Hispanics, March of 2016. In California Incorporated Outdoor Services. This is Cabela. Okay. Here's another company, a restaurant, hiring practices. Italian chicken, Valley against refused to hire Africa because of their race. Black applicant. You know what's really crazy? You know, all these companies that do all this discriminating against, don't want certain people on their job, don't want to promote certain companies. They don't understand that it's the bottom people that make up the company. And if you just hire so-called people and don't want to pay them, I mean, it's ridiculous. J.B. Hunt celebrated racial discrimination. Wow. Analytic Tech Systems. Some of these companies you're probably familiar with. Baker's SS Management. Wow. It's out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Piggly Wiggly. Goes back to 2012. So all these companies want to discriminate and suppress. And then when they get employees on the job, they don't want to pay them. They want to discriminate. They want to racially harass them and subject them to mentally cruel things. I think that they should just cover it up. They just want you to cover up your pain and not report to EEOC. And at one point they let them go, find some reason to let them go, and then people sue, and then they got a valid case. See all these cases. But I just want to show this, make this